Hey, collective. So, I just received a download about someone's mother, or, it could very well be a father. But this is a parent who has a plan to have you falsely arrested. I don't know if this has been set in motion yet, or if they are just like toying around with the idea. I don't know. But this parent is going to say that you could have hurt them in some sort of an aggressive, physical kind of way, or like maybe you damaged their property or their car, something. They are going to go to the law with this completely fabricated story. For some of you, they could even have doctored up fake text messages, maybe where you are like threatening them or where you're being very hostile. But again, it's fake. It's phony. Now they think that they are going to get away with this because they have some sort of dirty friend that they plan to bring into the mix. And it's like they have paid this friend or talked them into it. I don't know. But one way or another, they have a friend who's going to validate their story. Like they're going to say, yep, I seen the collective doing it, or I heard the collective say it. Something to that extent. And this message made me think about the time that my mother had me falsely arrested for something very similar along the same lines. It was around a year or so ago, maybe a little bit more, I don't know. But I had a court date for something, and I went into court and I seen the judge. And whenever I got done seeing the judge, the bailiff stepped up to me and said, "You need to step over here with me, please." And I was like, okay, why? And she says, "You need to put your hands behind your back. You're being arrested." And I said, "What am I being arrested for?" And she says, "Terroristic threatening, 3rd degree." And I'm like, "Do what now?" "Oh yeah, you threatened your mother," she said. And I said, "I threatened my mother? When did I threaten my mother?" And of course, they didn't give me any more information. But whenever I got to the jail, the people that worked inside the jail, they were like smirking at me and, kind of laughing, and not even in a mean way. They were like, "Are you really being arrested for a TikTok video?" And I was like, "I don't know why I'm being arrested." I was like, "Is that what it is?" And eventually, yeah, they told me that's what it was. My mother had gotten a warrant for me because she claimed that I was threatening her life in one of my videos. In one of my card reading videos. In the video, I didn't say her name. I didn't even say my mother. I was doing a reading, and I said that someone needed to watch their back because God was on to them. And, she claims that was me threatening her life. But what's really funny about that is the very next day, her and my Nana, they came to the jail and they bailed me out. The same woman who had me arrested because she was so in fear of her life being taken. She was so afraid of me. She came and bailed me out the very next day. Do what? You know, I'm not a lawyer or anything, but I wouldn't even imagine that that is very legal. Now, just full disclosure, because I am an open book, she didn't walk in and physically sign her name. Like I said, my Nana did that part, but she was 1,000,000% waiting in the car outside of the jail. The same woman who was scared for her life. So she had me arrested. And you know what's even funnier about this situation? Whenever I received my paperwork when I left the jail that day, the cop had written on my paper that I called my mother a name in the video. And I actually didn't call her a name in that video, but like a video prior to that, I was telling a story about one of the times when she was very abusive toward me, and I called her a cunt. And yeah, I'm fairly certain that is the word that they were referring to, which I thought was actually kind of comical, because calling someone a cunt or any other sort of a name, that's not threatening anyone. I mean, in reality, I would say that is freedom of speech, which we are supposed to have. But, you know, yeah. Of course, though, this story does have a really good, happy ending, because, you see, after she had me falsely arrested for that, the judge recommended that I go to long-term treatment. So I did. And I got clean. Funny how that works, huh? Yep. God is good. Much love.